Ayo, yo, hey, it's the best of vibes. It's the best of vibes.
G'day guys, welcome back to episode number, 6 of the Best of Vibes podcast. Today we're joined by West Adelaide under-18s player and 2020 AFL draft prospect Bailey Chamberlain. How are you, Bailey?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. First things first, I saw on your Instagram or your girlfriend's Instagram that you've been together for 3 years now. So congratulations on that.
Thanks for that.
No worries. First question is, tell us a bit about yourself growing up and where you grew up and around that area.
Yeah, I grew up in a little small country town in Roxby Downs country, South Australia. I was born in Adelaide, but Dad got a job up in Roxby, so I moved there for 8 years. Playing footy, there was only 2 teams in the juniors. So it was only about 44 kids that played footy. So just the 2 teams going playing the same team every week, which was played a grand final 8 years in a row. It was pretty good.
You obviously got used to playing that same team, like you said, same players every year, sort of thing.
Yeah, basically, just go to school. I just talk about footy. The same thing's going to happen every week, no matter what. If the team started off a bit unfair, we get some of the good players would swap teams halfway through the season and try to even it out. It was good fun.
Yeah. Obviously you debuted for West Adelaide, the seniors. I'm pretty sure. Was it the seniors?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that debuting for them?
Oh, it was so good. It's just debuted against like Richard Douglas, Ryan Bastanak, the former AFL players. So it was a pretty good experience playing with all them boys. Also like Mitch Grigg, he's won two McGarry medals. So yeah, it was good experience playing against all those big boys.
Yeah, and you kicked your first goal, I saw, and it was a pretty good one on the run.
Yeah.
On TV.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, compared to Josh Morris, who we just had on, I'd say, well, probably a bit below it, just because it was on the run and it wasn't snapping around the body, but oh well. No, it's still good.
I wish I was half as good as Joshy.
I'm sure a lot of people do. What do you like to do in like the off season where you're not playing footy and you're just kicking back?
I love playing a bit of basketball. I've always kind of played basketball when I was living in the country. That was what I was doing in the off season. I was playing footy through the winter and basketball through the summer.
Yeah.
So I like going down the courts by myself, having a little shot. Also like a bit of escape with my dog. Kind of just chuck him on the lead and he runs and just pulls me along on the skateboard. It's awesome.
Yeah, of course. That's something. If you hear my dogs barking in the background, by the way, don't worry about them. They'll go crazy because Dad's getting home. That's something that me and Zach would probably know a bit more about basketball than footy, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Get onto that. The Corona break. What did you do during that when the lockdown was happening and you had no footy to play?
I was kind of just trying to. It wasn't too bad here in South Australia. Like, we're still allowed to. I still went for runs with my mates instead because I do like running by myself, but I would much rather run with a mate. Kind of pushes me a bit harder if I've got someone up my ass.
Yeah, of course. Obviously you said you play basketball. What other sports did you play? And like obviously skateboarding, like you said. What other sports did you play when you were younger?
My nan and my mum own dance schools, so I kind of got forced to do a bit of dancing while I was young.
Yeah.
I'm retired, hung up the boots from that about 6 years ago. I'm not going back either.
Oh, I can relate to you on that. My mum forced me into dancing when I was younger, so we've got the same thing going there. So that's all right.
Yeah, I got forced into it, and then once I started making my own decisions, I was gone.
Who do you go for in the AFL?
I go for Port.
Oh, yeah. What are your finals predictions for that?
Oh, fuck. It's going to be a cracking game tonight. I can't wait. But yeah, obviously I want Port to win, but Richmond are pretty tough. But yeah, home game, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, who are you predicting for the other game? The Brisbane Geelong.
I want Brisbane to win, but I feel like Geelong might get them.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Brisbane, Matt Eagles is your uncle, isn't he? I'm getting that right.
He is.
Yeah, he just got back to us from our message saying that I guess he'll come on because we've got you on. So,
Great. That's awesome.
talk us through a bit about knowing him and what type of bloke he is and something like that.
I've known him my whole life. Grew up with him. He was kind of a role model for me when I was growing up. He was with my mum's sister, so he's not blood, but he's been a part of the family for my whole life. So I've always looked up to him. And once he won the recruit, and went to Brisbane. It's been good getting knowledge from what happens inside an AFL club and stuff. So yeah, he's been good.
Yeah. You're a midfielder. Do you prefer to play midfield, or would you like to play another position like forward or something like that?
Yeah. Well, it's a bit hard one. I feel like I've got a bit of versatility. I can play as a small defender. I played as a small defender when I was playing school footy, but at Westies I rotate through the forward line.
Yep.
So I kind of go through all different positions, which is a positive.
Yeah. I'll move away from footy now, just because you're probably sick of talking about that, because you probably talk to everyone about it. But do you have any pets?
Yeah, I got a golden retriever, and I also have a cat. And I recently just got some fish.
Yeah, nice.
That it cost me about $20. Got a couple of fish, and they float around all day.
Very nice. What's your best or funniest story, football related or not, that you can tell us?
I could talk to you about a couple of sprays that I've got. That's probably a bit funny.
Yeah.
Gavin Colville was Westies coach. He recently just resigned yesterday which was pretty shocking for me. But he's a very scary man. He's probably the scariest man I've ever met. We're doing some sprints, repeat sprints.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a hat, and my hat's fallen off halfway through it.
Yeah.
And this is in the preseason, so he wants us to go full pelt, like repeat sprints back and forth. And in the middle of my sprint, I've bent down and picked up my hat.
Yeah.
And he's right in front. Like I'm on the end of the group, so
Yeah.
he's seeing everything. I've picked up my hat, and I'm 5 meters behind the group. And we've done about 15 of them before it. So we come to the end, and I picked up my hat in the last one, and we've had to do 10 more. And it's my first senior preseason, and he's yelled at me in front of the whole group, and made the whole group do 10 more sprints. It was the worst feeling I think I've ever had.
Did the whole team get onto you after that and blame you for it, or?
Oh yeah, it was all my fault.
If you were in a pub with your mates and you had 2 minutes to order, what would your go-to be and why?
Oh, can't go past the palmy.
Yeah.
That's the go-to every time. I try to mix it up when I go to the pub to get something different, but you just can't go past the palmy. It's so good.
You'd probably be a bit surprised, but I don't like palmy. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what. I think it's the cheese. I think there's just too much cheese that they put on it.
Yeah, some pubs they just chuck on a slice of ham, and it's not very good. But when you go to the good pubs, you get the good palmies. They're awesome.
Yeah, I get bashed at work if I say that I don't like palmies. They just all go at me and tell me to go to a different pub.
Yeah, it's probably the pub that you're going to.
Yeah, probably. The one around here is pretty rubbish, but oh well.
Oh well.
What's your go-to joke if you've got one?
I don't have a joke off the top of my head, to be honest. If I tell a joke, I always have to look it up or something. I don't think I've got anything on the top of my head.
What's your most embarrassing story about yourself then? If it's not the one that you just said about sprints.
Oh yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But let me think. There's one that I think it was one of my first senior games. I was playing reserves, and after the game, the showers in the game,
Yep.
Once you get to the senior grades, I don't really know that like most of the boys don't wear jocks in the shower.
Yeah.
So I've walked in with my jocks on, like going for a shower and ice bath, and no one's got their jocks on. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Do I fit in and go with the no jocks, or do I go in there with my jocks on and get sprayed for it?
Yeah.
So I've gone in there with my jocks on. No confidence with the no jocks, and I've been absolutely ripped apart for having my jocks on, and it's made me feel like shit.
Who would have thought you'd be ripped apart for having jocks on?
Who knows? It's just this, once you get up the senior grades, this is how it is. You just don't wear jocks in the shower. Who knows?
What's your pre-game routine?
I've never really had a routine until this year. This year I started. I used to cramp really bad in games, like my calves, my hamstrings. It's probably because I wasn't drinking any water. So I started like 2 to 3 days before drinking about 3 to 4 liters of water during the day, and that's got me through all my games. And then the morning of the game, I always have 2 slices of peanut butter toast.
Yeah.
Like that for breakfast. So that's a bit of salt as well for the cramps, and it's helped me out this year, I reckon.
Yeah. Do you have a pre-game pump-up song? And if so, what is it?
I kind of I get around all the dubstep kind of stuff before the game.
Yeah.
And it gets me up and about. Oh, depending on the game, really. If it's like a really important game, I'll probably just stick to the more chill stuff. But yeah, kind of within all the pop rap kind of stuff, gets me up and about.
Nothing like Joshy Morris's Big Girls Don't Cry. Nothing like
I did see that. I don't think that'd be my go-to.
One thing that you'd say to anti-maskers in Victoria. Obviously, this doesn't really relate to you as such, but
yeah, I don't really know what's happening, to be honest, in Victoria. I haven't heard much.
Well, we're meant to wear masks. It's illegal not to. We get a couple of $1,000 fine if we don't wear masks. And there's some people, some peanuts, who just think that. Obviously, there's people that have a right not to wear a mask because they could be asthmatic or something like that.
Yeah.
Then there's other people who just think it's their right not to wear a mask.
There's always people like that. No matter where you go, there's always going to be people like that.
Yeah. It's just annoying the rest of Victoria.
How long have you heard anything about getting out of, what are you in now, stage 4 or something?
So I'm stage 4 and Zach's stage 3. So he's allowed to go out a bit more than I am. So I'm not allowed to leave 5 kilometers from my house unless I'm going to school or to work.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is it 1 hour a day you can be out?
They've upped it to 2, I think. And we used to have a curfew, but they got rid of that.
That sucks. I don't know how I'd be able to do that. There's no way I'd be able to stay home for that long.
Yeah, it's very difficult, but now they're letting us back to school. It's all right, so we can get out for a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's good then.
Yeah. What's one thing you'd say to people who are like struggling to stay positive during lockdown and during Corona and stuff like that?
I think you just got to stay on top of all your training. If you can be the fittest bloke that comes back to training, you get a head start on everyone else. Do the things that no one else is doing. Give yourself your own motivation, and if you come back and you're winning the running and stuff, that's the rewards and the hard work that's going on behind the scenes that no one sees.
Yeah. Zach will want me to ask this question, but if you drive a car, or own a car, what kind of car do you own?
I've recently just had a car accident. I drove a Harden Commodore, black one, Amiga. I wasn't paying attention one morning. It was about 10:08 in the morning. Raining, couldn't see. I went straight through someone at a roundabout. So car got written off. No injuries, which was good. But yeah, both cars got written off, and then got a bit of money back from that. And I recently, my mum helped me out to buy a Holden SC6. That's what I'm driving now.
Yeah, very nice. Have you spoken to any AFL clubs yet about being drafted?
Yeah, I've had a couple to talk to, but just my form was pretty good the back end of the year, so and obviously I had a pretty good league game, so hopefully that bolsters the chances. But yeah, it's a bit stressful at the moment with the draft only about a month and a half away, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Would you feel comfortable with moving away from home, or would you prefer to stay in Adelaide?
I reckon I prefer to move away, to be honest. I kind of want to go into state if I get drafted.
Yeah.
Because if I stay here, I get caught in the bubble with my family and stuff. So we just talk about footy over and over again. So
Yeah.
if I went into state by myself, fresh start, I don't really have to have any pressure of relatives, and,
Yeah. If you were to choose a state to go to, not because of the team, but just to move, what state would that be, and why? Yes.
I feel like Melbourne would be pretty cool, just
Yeah.
because basically it's all footy there, so many clubs and stuff, and everyone's one-eyed football. Obviously, Queensland would be good as well, just based on the weather.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good to go to. Same as Perth, really. Perth and Queensland are good weather, good footy.
Yeah. Speaking of traveling and moving into state, what's your go-to place to travel, international wise or domestic?
I've only been overseas once. I went to Thailand with my family, and
Yep.
that's the only time I've been overseas. With any other trips I've been to, it's I went to Perth for stay 15s, and then I'll go for the occasional Melbourne trip, and that's it. Haven't really left here.
Yeah, if you were to put like one place on your bucket list that you want to go, where would that be?
I want to go to the USA so bad. I'm such a massive fan of American sports. So I want to experience. I want to see LeBron play before he retires. That's one thing I want to do.
Yeah.
And I also want to experience the NFL game as well.
Yeah, I've been to America, but I can stand with you in wanting to see LeBron play. I'm an Atlanta fan, but I never got to see them play, so I'd like to watch them play once.
Atlanta, that must suck.
We're on the rise up. We're coming back up. We're not as bad as the Knicks, who haven't figured out how to get their shit together in about 16 years. Who do you support?
I used to support the Spurs, but once Kawhi left, I kind of just followed LeBron. He's my man.
Who do you support in American football?
I actually go for the Jets, which that sucks. They're so bad. They just released the best player. They got rid of Le'Veon Bell. Why would they do that? And he's just been picked up by the Chiefs, and they're going to win another Super Bowl.
It's all right. My team just bet the Chiefs, the Raiders, so I'm all right.
I don't mind the Raiders.
I'm just a Raiders fan because they were the only team I knew, and everyone's got their merchandise. No matter who you are, you've got something Raiders.
I do actually. I just bought a Raiders merch. Actually, it's like kind of a style now. Just get a bit of Raiders merch.
Yeah, I just like their logo, and I thought, oh, yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you watch any hockey, ice hockey?
Nah, not really.
Nah. Who's your inspirational idol if you've got one?
Probably Matt Eagles.
Matt Eagles?
Yeah, kind of. He's the only real AFL player that I know, and the only sports person that I really talk to on whenever I feel like it. So yeah, it's good having someone like that. Yeah,
it's funny that at the moment it seems like everyone knows someone who plays in the AFL, and then there's just me who knows absolutely no one aside from the people that we've spoken to. I feel like everyone's related to someone or something like that.
Yeah, that's how it works these days.
Yeah. Now, Zach Phillips, were you the one that dacked him out the front of the supermarket?
No, that wasn't me. That was another Bailey.
I was trying to figure that out, whether that was you or another Bailey.
No, that wasn't me. I would have though if I was there.
He said you like a bit of me time.
Yeah, it's just classic Zach. He's just got always something to say.
Is it true though? You like it? You like to see a bit about yourself?
Nah, that's not me. That's Caleb Poulter.
You reckon?
Yeah, he's the man. He loves himself.
I don't know how he'd feel about hearing that, but
Nah, don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
have you trained with Matt Eagles? Like, has he given you a run around or something like that?
Yeah, when he's down here, we try and catch off and have a kick. But yeah, it's been hard this year because the flights and stuff, the borders have been closed. So yeah, that's one thing. But if he doesn't get another contract next year, I'll try and get him down to Westies, and we'll be playing together next year, hopefully, if I don't get picked up.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure most people that we've spoken to will, but not because of us, but just. I'd like to say it's because of us, but I doubt it will be.
It's just because of you.
I will take the credit for it.
Yeah, you're
if it
gonna have
happens. What other hobbies do you have other than basketball, skateboarding?
Yeah, I like a bit of PlayStation, hop on with the boys. Kind of one that doesn't like to play games by myself.
Yeah.
I only hop on Fortnite, COD, 2K if my friends are on. So
yeah.
Not really one to hop on a solo in Fortnite. I just get absolutely smashed. I played a bit last night by myself. It's just the worst experience ever playing by yourself. And I got like sweated on by some kid. Had like 15 kills. It just ruins the day.
Do you have any siblings?
I got 2 younger sisters.
Yeah. Do they wouldn't play PlayStation with you at all?
Nah, not a chance. They used to, but I used to have my PlayStation out in the lounge room, but I left my headset and all that stuff out there.
Yeah.
My younger sister's only 10, so she loves to play GTA. Let's just drive around and take cars and whatever. But she like snapped my headset in half. Who knows how she's done that? But so I had to put a password on my PlayStation so no one can get on it.
Yeah, nice, very smart. I'm an only child, so I've got no problem with people jumping on my stuff. So
yeah, that's the worst about having siblings. They just take all your stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've got an Xbox, so there's no chance anyone's going on that anytime soon. So I'll jump onto the Instagram questions that people asked us. Now, these went a bit off the rails, but
I would have people stitching me out left, right, and center. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Lauren Young asked, how do you prepare for the Westies League match?
Probably just the same that I've done the whole year, try to keep it consistent. So same kind of thing, 2 pieces of peanut butter toast in the morning. I try to drink 3 liters of water before I play. And I kind of find it hard when I play a night game on what to eat for lunch.
Yeah.
Normally the 18 games are about 11:30, so I just eat 2 pieces of peanut butter toast in the morning and then a banana before the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
But playing my game was Friday night, 7:20. So it was a weird time. I didn't know if I was eating too much at lunchtime or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. She also asked, what's your favorite flavor of milkshake?
I think a lime milkshake. That's great. It's my favorite.
It's a bit different. Thought it was going to be chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla.
Nah, I actually work in a place that serves milkshakes, so I'm on to all the good ones.
Yeah. Liam Burton asked, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Roxby. I spent 8 years there before I moved here to play footy.
Yep. Nico Rupus or Ropus, I don't know how to say it or how to pronounce it. I know I'm butchering it, but oh well.
Yeah.
He said, what breed of dog would you be and why?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
I'll probably have to say a golden retriever. I've got one. I don't really know much about any other dogs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have to say a golden retriever.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't the favorite flavor of milkshake was his question as well. That wasn't Lauren's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I butchered that. Lauren also asked, how do you handle the pressure on you?
Kind of kind of just got to have a little find a little hobby outside of footy that takes your mind off footy. So I work in as a barista, and I scoop some ice creams and stuff. So it gets my mind off footy, making coffees and stuff like that. So just finding something outside of footy to do.
Yeah. What's your favourite flavour of ice cream?
Oh, the rum and raisin. No, not rum and raisin. That's my worst. What's that called? Old English toffee. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you drink
so
much?
good.
Do you drink much coffee?
No, I don't. If I'm out, it depends on the weather, really. If I'm at work and it's freezing, I'll have one, but not too much of a fan.
Yeah. Chris O'Connor asks, have you ever missed a goal from the goal square to win a match? I feel like I already know the answer to this.
That's my old local coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing a game against the top team. I think we were second at the time, and I've crumbed the ball off a pack in the goal square, and I've kicked it from the top of the goal square and it's hit the post. And the siren's gone 2 minutes later, and it's the
like
worst
Josh
feeling ever.
Bruce style.
After the game, the boys in the change room, they've just full on, they've roasted me so bad. They still talk about it as well.
It's like I said, it's like Josh Bruce running in and hitting the post, or Taylor Harris or something like that.
It wasn't that bad. I had a bit of pressure on me. That's my excuse.
All right. Ariane Serene. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right either. I don't know if you know whether I'm pronouncing that right. I'm assuming you do.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
He said, "Did you get hypnotized at a Westies function night?"
Yeah, I did. We recently had a hypnotist come into the club, and I've never believed in that stuff. So I put my hand up to be a volunteer. I just wanted to see if it actually works.
Yeah.
And I've no idea how he did it, but I was doing ballet in front of the whole senior group, and I had no control over what I was doing. It was so cool, but it was pretty embarrassing after I snapped out of it.
It's all right. Your dancing practice came into play.
Nah, I think I've lost it, and there's a video of it, and it's awful.
I'll try and find it if I can. Shay Whelan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. Don't know how to pronounce half these names, but we'll go with it. Favorite Year 10 SSB student, if you have one?
Oh, yeah. SSB is a school footy program.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm Year 12 this year, so we have like it's Year 10 to Year 12 open boys. So those younger boys train with us. If I had to pick a favorite, they're all pretty chill. But Brody Mayor's a pretty good player. He played in our grand final as a Year 10, which is pretty good. He also tries to knock around my sister a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind him, to be honest. So I'm quite happy with it. But yeah.
Yeah. Kane Sherlock just said to tell him he's cute.
No, not a chance.
That's your answer? Just no.
Just no.
Jordan Lukac or Lukac, however you say it. Again, don't know how to pronounce half these names, but we'll go with it. How did you cope with moving from Roxby Downs to Adelaide?
It was pretty tough. I moved down by myself for the first 6 months and lived with my grandparents while my parents were still in Roxby. So it was pretty tough moving from a little country town to Adelaide and having no friends. Going to school, didn't know a single person. Like joining up with local club, didn't know anyone. So that was took me a while to get a good group of mates, but after I found a good group of mates, so it was pretty good.
Yeah. Riley Thilthorpe asks, is it true that if you don't go pick one, you're going to decline?
Oh, this bloke's the most arrogant guy I think I've ever met. He's probably going to pick one as well. So yeah,
I think Caleb and Zach have both told us to try and get him on, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
No, he'll be too cool. He'll think his draft stock too good to come on.
So is it true? To answer his question, is it true?
Yes, it is true. Yeah, because he's going so high, so I always have to try and bring him down to earth and say that I'm going to pick ones that are him.
That's what we like to hear. Angus Stewart asked, how did playing A-grade footy in Roxby help you?
Yeah, I played a bit of A-grade footy. I think I was 14. I played my first A-grade game. That kind of just helped with I've always played against bigger bodies, so that kind of started it on. It just got me used to the bigger types of bodies and how to use my attributes around those big boys.
Yeah. And one of the piss take ones to finish off is Declan Henty asking, is it hard being such a pretty boy with an X on the end?
I have no idea how to answer that.
That's all right. When I saw that was the first message to come through, when that came through, I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Oh yeah, I've been stitched up.
I'll just remember the question Zach would have asked you, and it's, would you or have you had any very bad injuries or any injuries over your course of playing footy or your lifetime?
I round one of my under 16 year, I went through a whole preseason and did my quad, and I ended up getting blood clots around the quad, which put me out a little bit longer. And then I passed my fitness test to play round one with my quad, and I came into that game and snapped my wrist in half. Both my bones crossed over like an X. So
Jesus.
It happened in a tackle, and that rubbed me out for the whole year. Missed out on playing state 16s. Yeah, I haven't had an injury since then. I played 2 full seasons injury free.
Yeah. Zach, I'd like to know, you said you grew up in a small country town, but did you ride motorbikes?
Motorbikes is massive where I'm from. Lots of my friends had motorbikes, but I never really got into it. I was kind of, if I went out with their family, I'd hop on a bike, but I didn't too much.
Yeah. Well, I can't really ask you any more questions about that because I don't know anything about motorbikes.
Yeah, so many people get around them in Roxy. I have no idea what's going on.
You probably, if you watch the Zach Phillips episode, you probably saw me with Zach and Zach talking about the motorbikes, and I'm just sitting there with a blank face for about 10 minutes, not having a clue what they're talking about.
Zach loves his cars and his motorbikes. He's kind of weird. He talks to me. He's like talking like a Martian. I've no idea what he's talking about. He's trying to tell me all these things about cars, like how fast, all this gigabyte stuff. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. Zach always talks to me about like the exhaust and stuff like that. And I'm like, mate, I have no clue. I get in the car and I drive it, and that's all I care.
Exactly. You turn the key, you turn it on and drive. That's all.
If something feels wrong, something feels wrong. That's it.
Take it to the mechanic. That's all.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If something's wrong, my mum or my dad will point it out. Other than that, I'm just going to drive it. Caleb and Zach, you're good mates with them. What's that friendship like in that group?
Oh, lots of arrogance. Lots of the things we say to each other, probably you wouldn't want to know what we say to each other. Yeah, I think because we're all kind of gone through the pathways and stuff. We'll kind of just hang out with each other basically every day, going at school together. We got all the same lessons and then training together as well. We're always around them, so it kind of brings out the real us when we're with each other. Yeah,
that's probably the same with me and Zach. You probably don't want to hear half the stuff we say to each other either. Did you go on that footy trip? It was the end of last year to, was it Alice Springs or something like that?
We went to Wilpena Pound.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I went on that. It was an awesome trip. Places we stayed were a bit dodgy, but that's probably what made the trip even better. We didn't even have any service where we are, so stayed in this little shed in the middle of absolute nowhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cultural experience is what they called it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you were to bring one AFL player past or present, to West Adelaide or to wherever you get drafted to, who would it be? Sorry.
Probably Patrick Dangerfield.
Yeah.
He's just good at everything. Like, he goes forward, he'll take a big grab, kick a goal. He'll go in the midfield, jump on a hard ball, get up, sprint away from everyone, fend off 7 people, kick a goal from 75. So I feel like he's just like the most complete player I've ever watched.
Yeah. I'll ask you a follow-up question to that. Would you prefer Adelaide Danger or Geelong Danger?
Oh, Geelong Danger. Geelong Danger's got a Brownlow, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess you're right there. I'll move on to a bit more about basketball. Did you ever play proper basketball, or was it more just shooting around and more of a hobby?
I played SA Country basketball.
Yeah.
Represented the state a few times, which was pretty cool. We had these little carnivals that we'd go to. When I was representing Roxby, we'd play against all the country teams in a carnival at Adelaide.
Yeah.
And we were always playing Div 1, which is, the competition was real good back then. There was players playing for Australia. That's when I was playing under 14s. My last year I played.
Yep.
So I was playing point guard. My dad was my coach. It was the worst thing.
Yeah, I know how that feels. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
What's your highest scoring game, if you can remember it?
We had, when I was playing, we just had like local basketball on the weekends. We'd have to play against the team. We were the Roxby Heat.
Yeah.
And we only had 3 teams in the competition, so they'd bring up they call it the Heat team. So they'd bring it up. The carnival team from the age group below would come up and play in our age group to make up 4 teams.
Yeah.
And that, I think it was under 14s. I was playing against these blokes are under 12s playing against me. I think I had about like 18 steals or something. I had 44 points. I just stole everything, ran down the other end of the court, and just laid it off. Yeah, I think 44 is the career high.
If you weren't like playing AFL footy, would you like to pursue? Would you have liked to have pursued a career in basketball, like NBL, NBA, something like that?
Yeah, I feel like I would have been a bit small. I'm only 179 centimeters, so basketball is like the 200 centimeters, the smallest. So I don't know. I wasn't that good. I don't think I would have made it that far.
Yeah. Well, considering I'm 185 and I'm considered small,
yeah,
it'd probably be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, exactly.
But you never know. You've got Isaiah Thomas, Muggsy Bogues, stuff like that. So
yeah, they're freaks. I was just your casual basketballer.
Who's your? Obviously, you said LeBron, but other than LeBron, who would you say is the best player in the NBA at the moment?
Oh, I don't like to say Giannis because he can't shoot. Just like, he's 7 feet. He just runs and dunks. Like he's good, but he just runs and dunks.
Yeah.
I feel like talent wise, Kevin Durant probably just same height as Giannis, but shoots, you just score on anyone and still runs and dunks.
Yeah. Who's your top 3 of all time?
LeBron's my goat is 1.
Yeah.
Well, MJ at 2, and Kareem at 3.
I've got a very different one to that. Aside from the first 2, but my goat is still MJ. I think I've probably started watching basketball in like 2012, 2013. So
yeah,
I didn't really get to see LeBron in much of his prime Heat days sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then it'd be LeBron, and then I have Scottie Pippen at 3rd.
3rd all time.
Yeah, I feel like he was a very underrated and underappreciated player for what he did.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't think I'd have him in top 3.
I think we were having this argument at school the other week, and one of my mates said that Scottie Pippen was his greatest of all time. I think after watching The Last Dance, I think that's what made up my mind.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like can't go past like a Kareem or a Shaq or something like that. They just dominated.
Yeah.
Or Kobe, something like that.
There's always going to be that argument that Jordan's competition was harder than LeBron's, or LeBron's was harder than Jordan.
Yeah.
But you'll never know that. I guess
I only watched The Last Dance. I've never seen anything about Jordan, so I've seen LeBron, so I think he's my GOAT.
Yeah, I'm the same. I never really watched much about Jordan aside from The Last Dance, but just because how influential he was, that's pretty much why. Probably as a player, I'd probably have to say LeBron. But yeah. Yeah, then that leads me to my other question. If you were playing NBA, other than LeBron, who would you like to play alongside?
Probably someone like Russell Westbrook or something like that. I feel like you just chuck a lob to him and he'll just jump from a 3-point line and do a windmill and dunk it. I think that'd be awesome to see or play with.
Not something like AD?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about him, but I feel like Westbrook's just more fun to watch. Explosive.
Yeah. Who's the player you dislike the most in the NBA?
Oh, Kawhi.
Really?
He's been my favourite, but all the stuff that happened with the Spurs and how he just left, didn't want to play. And then, blew a 3-1 lead. I was quite happy with that.
I can't stand James Harden.
Yeah, it's hard to watch him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a very opinionated basketball watcher because I go for Atlanta. So I believe that Trey and Luka are the same player. It's just Luka gets more recognition for it.
Yeah, because he gets more rebounds.
It's a big call, but it's like
a bit better.
It's like Trey gets more assists and Luka gets more rebounds.
Yeah, but Trey scores more points. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, like all my mates say to me, like, what am I on when I say that? But
I'm quite alongside you with that one.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh well, it's a conversation for another day. That one.
It is.
If you were playing in the NBA, other than the Lakers, I'm going to rule them out because LeBron's there. Who would you like to play for if you could play for any team?
Probably someone like Philly. I feel like they're pretty good. Like playing with Embiid, Simmons, and I've heard lots about the city of Philadelphia. That's somewhere I want to go if I go to USA. I want to go to Philadelphia and go to like a Eagles game as well. So yeah,
Zach would be very happy to hear that he's a Philly fan.
Great.
he doesn't like the new coach Doc Rivers just because he's already decided that he wants to ship Simmons out.
I don't want to get rid of him straight away.
Yeah,
he's going to be that good once he starts shooting.
Yeah, I don't know though, because I get where Doc's coming from, like to trade him out for the number 1 pick and get some young talent in. But I'd be thinking they'd trade Embiid before they trade Simmons.
If they trade Simmons and draft LaMelo number 1, they already know Simmons is good. If LaMelo comes in and plays up Lonzo, then yeah.
Do you know much about the draft or the prospects coming through?
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to go number 1?
Anthony Edwards will go 1.
Yeah.
Just because he fits into the Timberwolves. And who's got 2? Golden State?
Yeah.
I think they'll take James Wiseman.
You don't think Golden State will take James Wiseman at 3?
No, I think they'll take him at 2.
Really?
So do they have 2 or 3?
They have 2. Charlotte have. Oh, did I say Golden State had 3? Sorry, Charlotte has 3. Well, do they?
Yeah, I've no idea. I think Golden State have 2, but I think they'll take Wiseman. They need a center so bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look this up because
I'm pretty sure it's Timberwolves and then Golden State. I can't really see Golden State taking anyone else. They don't need any other position. They've got Curry, Clay, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond. They need a center.
Yeah, it's Minnesota, Golden State, Charlotte, Chicago, Cleveland, Atlanta.
Yeah,
and so on.
I think Atlanta got robbed a little bit. Didn't they win like 15 games or something?
I think I'm honestly fine with having pick 6. It's Knicks that I feel bad for.
What they get, like pick 10 or something, didn't
Yeah, they got pick 8.
they? Yeah, that sucks.
Like I said, I was fine with having pick 6 when I was watching the draft lottery. Like pick 6, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they're like the Knicks at 8. Jesus, been screwed over for like the last 10 years.
And no one wants to go there either. Poor guys.
I reckon CP3 could end up there.
I think he'll stay in OKC.
Yeah. I don't know about the rumours of him going there, but I can see him going there.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of players moving, who do you think's going to be the biggest mover in the NBA, trade-wise, free agency?
I think Giannis will leave.
Where do you think he'll go?
I think he'll go to the Heat. Just because
Really?
I feel like he's going to ring chase a little bit, and the Heat obviously just made the finals. So if they bring back everyone, Jimmy Butler and all them boys, then
Yeah.
yes, I think he'll go to Miami.
Yeah. Do you think the NBA should have like what American football have, how they can franchise tag players so they don't leave, or just leave it? So
Nah, I feel like it's good seeing the big players move.
Yeah.
Like if LeBron was in Cleveland the whole time, it's just a bit boring.
Yeah.
You go through like free agency and it goes to Miami, or Kevin Durant goes to Golden State. It just like makes it so interesting to watch.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd like to see Golden State have a super team again. I think I'm over that.
I feel like they will once they get their whole team.
Yeah, well they've got Curry, Clay, Draymond, and now they're getting a top 3 pick.
Yeah, and they got Andrew Wiggins as well. That's a pretty good team.
Yeah, I don't know about Andrew Wiggins. I think he was a bust. He sort of came in with high expectations and then just didn't meet them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which I can see Minnesota doing again because they've got the first pick and they did it last year with Jarrett Culver.
I don't think Anthony Edwards is the best prospect. I think that it's going to take him because they don't have a shooting guard.
Yeah. Well, there's reports that Atlanta could be trying to trade up.
To get what? One?
Pick 1, yeah.
Yeah, well, Anthony Edwards would fit in perfect.
Yeah, well, he's from Georgia, so
Yeah.
that's why to go really well. But if you're moving to NBL, I don't know if you really watch much of that.
Yeah, I do.
Who's your favourite player in the entire NBL?
Oh. It used to be Nathan Sobey, but he left.
Yeah.
I'm a 36ers fan. I Mitch Creek as well, but he left. Everyone I like leaves. Randall, he's gone. Probably, I don't know. It's pretty tough. Everyone that there's no one really good on the 36ers now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I don't even know what team I'm a fan of because, like, I like Phoenix so much, Southeast Melbourne, but then obviously Melbourne United are the originals, so it's like
yeah,
I've grown up going for the Tigers and United, so I'm kind of like if Phoenix win, yay. If United win, yay, sort of thing. But my favourite player would have to be Mitch Creek.
yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt.
When he was on the 36ers and we played United in the grand final, he was so good in that final series. He just, yeah. I used to like, I used to go to the games. I used to be like a season member.
Yeah.
So when Terrence Ferguson was there before he got drafted, I got a signed jersey from him. That was pretty cool. He was my favorite player that year. So I got his jersey, got it signed, and then he got drafted.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I think Mitch Creek was when we were in that final series against you. I think he was my most hated player just because the entire city of Melbourne hated him at that point.
Yeah.
Just because he was so good.
Yeah.
And then he went to the NBA and I was like, hey, wait a second, this guy's actually all right.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. Who's your most hated player in the NBA? Not NBA, NBL. Sorry.
Oh.
If you've got one.
Probably a couple of years ago, I hated Andrew Bogut just because he won the MVP over like Bryce Cotton, and he averaged like 10 points.
Yeah.
They've just given it to him because he's Australian. And it's just it just ruins the whole league. Bryce Cotton drops like 20 points a game. And he's hit multiple game winners, and they give Andrew Bogut the MVP. It just makes no sense.
Yeah, I'd have to say mine's probably Bryce Cotton. I respect him for what he does, but I think he's very arrogant, and I don't like arrogant people.
He's so good. He's so good, though.
Yeah, like I say to my mum, like, people might hate De Goey in the AFL and stuff like that, but you got to respect him for what he does because he's playing elite level footy. So
yeah, he's one of those players that will just like you love him if you're on the team, but if he's not, you hate him.
Yeah, but yeah, in the NBL, I'd probably have to say Bryce Cotton, just because also like last season he won the MVP, which I thought not Lamar Patterson, Scott Machado should have won.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah,
I think it was pretty tight. I don't know. Perth won they finished top, didn't they? Cairns, they finished like third or something. I think it just comes down to record.
yeah, they had a good run, Cairns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Cam Oliver last year. Love the way he played.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult for the NBL to keep their players, though, now with COVID.
Yeah, heaps of the good players have left.
Yeah.
Well, they went overseas, which sucks.
But then you've got like players like Southeast Melbourne's new signing, that Yanni Wenzel or whatever his name is, who wanted to leave but couldn't.
Yeah.
So now he stayed back.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone wants to leave. Just got that LaMelo come in. Everyone watched it. It's like a bigger league now than normal.
Yeah, I guess if the players are getting a contract from like Europe, you can understand why they want to go, because Europe's a bigger league and a lot more European players get into the NBA. But
yeah,
I guess NBA sort of. I was saying, who's your most hated player? Who's your most hated team?
Oh, I don't know. My most hated team in the AFL is West Coast.
I can agree on that.
Just because they've kicked 2 after the siren goals against Port. I hated them. But in the NBA, I don't know. I don't really have one. I kind of like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say Rockets, just because I hate Harden, so I hate the Rockets. That's sort of how it works with me. Yeah, who's your, I guess, second favourite team in the AFL? You said you hated West Coast.
Brisbane.
Of course.
Yeah, Matt Eagles is there, so I like Brisbane.
All right, then I'll ask you who's your third favourite, considering.
Probably GWS. I just like their colours, like their song, and Whitfield's one of my favourite players.
Yeah. Is Collingwood one of your most hated teams?
Nah.
No.
I don't know why everyone hates Collingwood. I don't mind them.
I don't know either, because I'm a Pies supporter. I hate I guess you've got, as a Collingwood supporter, you've got your Essendon, Carlton, Richmond that you'll hate just because they're rivalries. But it'd probably be West Coast, same as you.
Because they beat you in the granny?
Not even that, just because their supporters that are so arrogant now.
Yeah, all they talk about is Dom Sheed's goal.
Yeah. But my second favourite would probably be Port. Or it'd be Brisbane, like you said.
Yeah, I think Port, everyone used to hate Port. But once they started like playing good in the way they play this year, I feel like everyone started to like them.
Yeah, I just love Xavier Dersma.
Oh, yeah. I like Zach Butters is my favourite player at Port.
Well, Zach went to school with him.
Oh, so, really?
There you go. He would have loved to hear that too. I just love Xavier Dersma because a lot of people hate his bow and arrow, but I love it.
I think it's good. No one else has like a signature celebration.
Yeah.
I feel like in the NBA, it's like Harden does his cooking one. Melo's got the 3 to the head. It's just like brings a little bit of unique kind of game.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm assuming you like Matty Eagles the most as an AFL player. But who's your most hated AFL player?
Oh. Everyone's starting to hate Tom Lynch at the moment, but I don't mind him.
I can't see.
Most hated. I have no idea. Probably like Joe Danaher.
Really?
Just because he's a bit of a drama queen at the moment.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I don't really hate anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I guess obviously, like you said, the granny, Dom Sheed, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't really hate him. It's sort of just like I don't like you kicking the goal against us in the granny, that sort of thing.
Yeah, same kind of thing with me with Luke Shuey when he kicked that goal off the siren in the finals. I hated Luke Shuey for like the next whole year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind him now.
Yeah, I think mine would probably be Tom Lynch, like you said, just because he gets away with too much at this point.
Yeah, I didn't really want him to miss the prelim because if Port do beat him and they didn't have Tom Lynch, that's all they would have talked about. Like, oh, they didn't have Tom Lynch. What would have happened if Tom Lynch plays?
Mm.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted him to get off this week, and yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, Zach would probably agree with me. He's a Melbourne supporter, so there's not much for him to smile about at the moment. So, I mean, same for me, but we make finals, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
For the other draftees coming through, like yourself, who are you most excited to see, other than yourself?
Probably Riley Stillforth. He's been my best mate for ages, so
Yep.
If he can back up his arrogance and go number one, yeah, I'm quite happy for him.
I've been looking at the draft projections. Now, I know if he listens to this, he's probably not going to like me saying this, but I haven't seen anything saying he's going number one.
Yeah, well, he started the season as the number one pick, and he's kind of slid a little bit. He's been playing. He's had osteitis pubis all year. He's been playing on the groin injury all year. And was out of form a little bit. Didn't kick many goals, but at his best, he's probably the most talented player in the draft, I reckon.
Yeah.
He's just 200 centimeters, runs a 6-minute 2K, does everything.
Yeah, nice. I'll ask you a standard question. Obviously, you haven't had Zach on here with me, but would you come back on if we were to message you and ask you to come back on?
Yeah, obviously. I've had a good time, so yeah, wouldn't mind it.
Yep. And who do you think we should shoot a text and ask him to come on?
Depends. If you want a big dog, get Riley on. He'll probably, I don't know. He'll think he's too good. His draft stock's too high. But I'll get him onto it. If you want another big dog like Lockie Jones, I'll get him onto it.
I think everyone said him, and we've already shot him a message, but he hasn't responded yet. So
it's because he's a big dog. Taj Schofield as well.
That's another one that hasn't responded yet.
Yeah, he thinks he's too good.
That's what Josh Morris said. Josh Morris just goes, they are unreal.
Yeah, they're just. I think they're too cool. They don't come on.
Oh well, it's seeming like this podcast is just becoming the Adelaide boys at this point. We haven't really got anyone else on, I guess, aside from Jeremy Sharp, but everyone else has been from Adelaide and South Australia. So, oh well, we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all I've really got for you.
No worries.
Yeah, so I guess that's all we've got time for, sort of thing. So thanks for coming on, Bailey.
That's fine. Thanks for having me.
I wish you all the best in the draft.
Thanks for that. Cheers.
Catch you later.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
It's the best of vibes, we gon' blow your mind. It's the best of vibes, go to brand new heights.